friends, did you know that today is World Storytelling Day? So I thought it was a perfect day for me to read a story to you out of one of my favorite books. Some of you might have this. This is called the Spark Story Bible. And at Salem Lutheran Church, we give this to all of our 3-year-olds. So if you have yours and you want to follow along, I'm going to be reading the story on page 294, and it's called Walking on Water. The disciples were just waking up on their boat. They had been out on the water all night. Oh, it was so early. The sun wasn't even up yet. Andrew rubbed his eyes and he looked into the fog. "Hey," he whispered, "do you see what I see?" "Ooh, it's a ghost!" James cried out in fear. The disciples were shaking in their sandals. They were terrified. Through the fog, they could see the outline of a person walking on water. It was Jesus. "Don't be afraid. It's just me," Jesus said. He waved a friendly hello. "If it's really you, Jesus, tell me to walk on the water," Peter said bravely. "Okay," Jesus shrugged. "Come on out, Peter. The water's fine." Peter swallowed hard. He placed one foot onto the water. There's his foot right there. Plop! He didn't go under. He tried the other foot. Plop! He was standing. He kept his eyes glued on Jesus as he took a few careful steps. He walked faster and faster, splish, splash. Only his feet were getting wet. Jesus smiled at him. Peter felt the wind blowing on his face. He took his eyes off Jesus and he looked up. He saw dark clouds and he felt afraid. Uh-oh, his ankles were wet. Uh-oh, his knees were wet. Uh-oh, Peter was sinking. "Help me, Jesus, save me," he yelled. Jesus reached out his hand and he pulled Peter out of the sea. "Why did you stop looking at me?" Jesus asked, holding tightly to his friend. "Don't you trust me?" And the wind stopped. They climbed into the boat full of cheering disciples. "Hooray, this proves it," they said. "You really are the Son of God." From that day on, the disciples were excited to tell everyone they met about the power of Jesus. So this is a story about Jesus' disciples being afraid. And if you remember, he wasn't with them when the story started. But then when he appeared, they were afraid because he was doing something that they didn't realize people should be able to do. And then Peter wanted to do it too, and he was doing it as long as he had his eyes on Jesus. But as soon as he looked up, he saw the dark clouds and he became afraid. What happened? He started sinking. And I think what Jesus wants us to know from this story is that he's always with us, whether we realize he's there or not. We certainly can't see him, but we can feel him. And if we reach out to him, he will reach back. And if we keep our eyes on him, it'll make us less afraid. And so as you and your families make it through this time where there's a lot of people who are afraid right now, I invite you to read more stories out of your Bible and tell each other stories. That's what today is all about. And love each other and care for each other and reach out to each other, and that will help us keep our eyes on Jesus and make us less afraid. I have a song that I love to sing. It's called "Oh, How I Love Jesus," and if you'd like to sing it with me, that would be great. We're going to do a little bit of sign language. So "O" is this, and "I" is this. Love Jesus. And the last part is because he first loved me. This is my daughter Faith, and she is going to help me sing. And if you'd like to sing with us, we'd love it. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, how I love Jesus.